Hi YouTube friends. This practice will be centered around the water element. So water has so much to teach us about fluidity, creativity, adaptability, and just our emotions in general. It is considered a balancing, calming, and cooling force that is highly associated with the sacral chakra, which is located between our navel and our pubic bone. This energy center is like the ruler of our emotions. I like to call it the inner ocean because we ebb and flow, and sometimes that's strong and powerful, forceful. Other times it's calm, peaceful, relaxing, and it shifts from moment to moment, day to day, just like water. So connecting to the water element in yoga can help strengthen the hips, help release tension, create fluidity, flexibility. So in this practice, we will have a theme of stability with fluidity. I am so excited to share this with you. We will hop right in. Also, I recommend having a journal or a notebook, something of that nature nearby, because we will be working with our emotions and opening the hips, which store a lot of our emotions. And when we do that, oftentimes things can come up. So having that notepad next to you, you can jot down those feelings, pause the video, maybe journal about it, or come back to it later. Let's get right into it. We will begin standing. Also, if you have some yoga blocks, it wouldn't be a bad idea to have them nearby. So make it to the top of your mat. Feet are hip width or a little more. Let's inhale, reach the shoulders up and back. Exhale, relax them down. Close the eyes if you feel okay here. And we'll just start swaying from side to side. Nice, gentle movements. Bending one knee and then the other. And find a sense of buoyancy in your knees, a sense of lightness. As if you're floating in a pool or a lake. And for this class, I'd like to offer up the affirmation, creativity flows freely through me. So repeat that internally to yourself. Creativity flows freely through me. And begin to maybe make these movements a little bit bigger. Bending into the knee, maybe you lift the heels. Just let yourself sway. And the first way we will connect with our inner ocean here is through some conscious circular breathing. So we'll inhale for 5, exhale for 5. So empty all the air out of your lungs. And then we'll inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more round at your own pace. And then let your breath slowly come back to its natural rhythm. Let your body begin to find some stillness. And then we'll inhale, reach the arms up, flutter the eyes open if you haven't already. Find length through the spine. Exhale, bend the knees. Hinge at the hips and let yourself fold on down. And when you get here, you can grab for opposite elbows, bend the knees generously, and sway from side to side. Letting your breath run freely through you. And we'll take some like half body rolls so you can begin to find stillness. Feet are still hip width distance or a little more. You can bring your hands to blocks or shins or your knees. Keep a nice bend in the legs. Inhale, curl the chest up and open. Exhale, round the spine. Tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Inhale. Exhale, and your spine is moving like a wave. Inhale. Exhale. And you can move your hands if you're beginning to feel the flow of it. Inhale. Exhale. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Just want to let your spine be like a wave. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And then let your hands release down to the floor and slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Until you reach the top. Take one more shoulder roll. And then one more time we'll inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees, hinge at the hips. And we'll step back to our first downward facing dog. So take your time to get there. And when you make it there, find some movement through the legs, through the hips. I really want you to think about being fluid throughout this class. So we're not going to be doing many static holds. We'll probably do a few, but for the most part, I want you to move like liquid. Let yourself be creative. And then find a still downward facing dog just for a moment. Then inhale, shift your weight forward, come onto your toes, into your plank pose. And then take an inhale, exhale, bend the knees, shift your hips up and back. Inhale, come onto the balls of your feet, shift your weight forward. Exhale, bend the knees, let the spine curl up and back. 2 more times. There's really no right or wrong way to do this. Reset in your downward facing dog. Let yourself breathe here. And then slowly we'll begin stepping our feet up to the mat, to the top of the mat. Bending the knees generously. And then when you get there, heels in, toes out, Malasana, yogi squats. And of course you can put the heels or put some blocks or cushions underneath the heels or sit on a block. This is an intense hip opener, so support yourself any way that you need. Let yourself sway from side to side. And then from here, bring your hands onto the mat. Step back to your downward facing dog. And from here, inhale, extend your left leg up and back. Bend the knee. Take some hip circles. Really let yourself be fluid here. The knee can a couple times in one direction, and then maybe switch it. And then on your next circle, bring that leg to the outer edge of your left hand. And then just let yourself undulate back and forth in your runner's lunge. And then step back, downward facing dog. So same thing, inhale, extend the right leg up and back, bend the knee, open the hip, take those knee circles. Don't forget to switch directions. And then with that last circle, bring your foot to the outer edge of your right hand. Begin to undulate back and forth. Step it back, downward facing dog. And then from here, just begin to walk your hands back to meet your feet. Roll on up, one vertebra at a time. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, down and back. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at the hips, bend at the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, walk your hands out back into a plank. So inhale, bend the knees, shift the hips up and back. One more time, inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze between your hands. Exhale, travel there nice and slow. We're not taking one or two steps, it's multiple steps, taking our time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, hands come through heart center. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive down, hinge at the hips, bend the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to your plank. We'll take two waves, so bend the knees, shift the hips up and back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. We'll do it one more time. Exhale, back. Beautiful. From your downward facing dog, inhale, extend your left leg up and back, bend the knee, open the hip, and really send your weight over to the right. Straighten and square that leg, step it through between your hands as much as you can. You can heel toe it the rest of the way if you need. Spin your back heel down so it's parallel to the mat. Rise on up to our warrior two. So reset here. We'll find our dancing warrior. So inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, two more times. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And back to our warrior two. Windmill your hands down to the mat. Ground your right hand on the mat. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, bend that left arm, reach around your front leg. Inhale, open. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale. And step your foot back downward facing dog. Walk it out here. Option to take traditional chaturanga, but for this class, for the theme, I'm gonna go with the waves. So inhale, exhale. 2 more times. I'm trying to focus less on strength, more on fluidity, flexibility, and flow. We'll do that same thing on the other side. So inhale, extend your right leg up and back. Exhale, bend the knee, shift your weight over to the left. Inhale, straighten and square. Step your foot between your hands as much as you can. Spin your back heel down so it's parallel to the end of the mat. Rise up, warrior 2. Find our dancing warrior. So inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale back to your warrior 2. Windmill your hands down. Ground your left hand on the mat. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Exhale, hug your front thigh. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Step back to your plank pose. Take whichever variation of chaturanga you would like. What I'm doing isn't really chaturanga, but we're using it in place of chaturanga. From your downward facing dog, walk your hands back to meet your feet, and we'll roll up 1 vertebra at a time. And we'll step our feet wide on the mat. Coming into our star pose. So inhale, nice and wide, take up space. Exhale, goddess squats. Inhale, star. Exhale, goddess. Really squeeze your glutes to help open the knees. Inhale, star. Exhale, goddess. One last time, inhale. Exhale. And when you're in your goddess pose, bring your hands to your knees and then go ahead and rotate, twist your right shoulder towards the center of your knees. Inhale back, exhale, switch sides. Press to stand, bring the hands on the hips, bring your toes slightly in, heels can be out slightly, or feet parallel to the edges of the mat. Find length through the crown of the head, and then begin to hinge at the hips, forward fold, wide legs. Hands can stay where they are, either fingers in line with the toes, or if you're close to the ground like I am, I like to bring my forearms, interlace my hands, and just let my head hang. And we'll find stillness just for a moment. And then we'll begin to just slightly bend into one knee and then the other. Just find some motion that feels good to you. It does not have to look like what I'm doing. It can be smaller, bigger, or maybe what you want is stillness. So honor yourself. And wherever you are, we're all going to find stillness. Inhale, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, lift up halfway, and turn your toes out now. So heels and toes out. Begin to walk your hands to the right, shift your weight into your right leg. Heel can be lifted up if this is too intense. It does not have to be grounded. And then left toes are pointing towards your face. You can bring hands to heart center if you would like. This is a big hip opener, so feel free to keep the hands on the floor if you need a little bit more support. Left knee can also have a micro bend in it if needed. Place your hands back on the mat. Use them to support you to help lift the hips up and back, and we'll take it to the other side. So I know for me, right leg is nursing a little bit of a hamstring issue, so I have to go a little bit slower on this side and be a little more careful. You can repeat to yourself our affirmation. Creativity flows freely through me. Place the hands on the mat. Push yourself back up, hands on the hips, and we'll press to stand. Come to the top of the mat, and we'll inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, hinge at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bring the hands down. Step your left leg back. Bring the knee down to the mat. Right leg should have knee and ankle in one line. Inhale, rise on up. Reach arms above the head. Exhale through Undulating Mudra. Inhale. Exhale 2 more times. Breath to movement. And this time as you inhale, exhale, bring your hands down to the mat, frame your foot, step back to your plank. Take your wavy chaturanga, bend the knees, shift the hips up and back. 1 more time, shift forward to plank, bend the knees, shift the hips up and back. Beautiful. Inhale, extend your left leg up and back, bend the knee, open the hip. Exhale, step it through between your hands. Drop your right knee down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, same arm movements. Linking breath to movement. And this time, bring them down to the mat. Step up into your forward fold. Hang out here in ragdoll pose just for a minute. Sway. And slowly let yourself rise on up, curling the spine. Inhale, reach the shoulders up. Exhale, down and back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at the hips, bend at the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step the right leg back. And the left leg, knee and ankle are in one line. Inhale, rise up. And this time, grab a hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Inhale, lengthen inside, bend over to the left. Inhale, exhale, back up. Inhale, side bend. Exhale, up. Inhale, side bend. Exhale, up. Inhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Step back to your plank pose. Inhale, bend the knees, shift the hips up and back. Inhale, forward to your plank. Exhale, bend the knees, shift the hips up and back. Inhale, extend your right leg up and back. Bend the knee. Exhale, bring it through between your hands. Inhale, rise up. This time, grab a hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Inhale, side bend. Exhale, rise up. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands down to the mat. Step up to your forward fold. And instead of rising on up, let's bring our hands down to the mat. Heel toe your feet. So your heels are in, toes are out. Let's take Malasana again, yogi squat. See how it feels now that we are warm. It's closer to the end of class. Again, option to put blocks or cushions underneath the heels or to sit on a block still. Just see where you're at. Sway side to side. And then wherever you are, you can just sit back on to your hips or make your way to seated any way that you would like. Feet are hip width distance still. We'll find a forward fold, but this time seated. So as if you're diving deep into the ocean, inhale, exhale up, inhale, exhale up. 2 more times. And now this last time, go ahead and just fold over your legs. You can keep a bend in the thighs and the knees if you need. Let yourself relax here. Checking in with your breath, with your inner ocean. And then slowly curl the spine up. We'll find a child's pose, so cross at the ankles. Big toes to touch, knees go nice and wide. Walk the hands out. And let your forehead come to the mat. Bend the elbows, bring the hands to touch, and just find reverse namaste for extra shoulder opening. And then again, straighten the arms, bring the palms onto the mat. This is optional for those of you who would like to find a little bit more movement. You can take an inhale and then shift your body weight into your hands. Let your hips come to the mat. Knees stay bent. We're gonna back bend. And then take an inhale. Exhale, push yourself back to child's pose. Inhale, forward. Exhale, child's pose. 1 more time. Inhale, forward. Exhale, child's pose. Let yourself rise on up, coming into tabletop pose. We'll find our last downward facing dog. So shift the hips up and back. Coming into pigeon pose. We'll prepare by inhaling and lifting the left leg up and back. Bend the knee. And exhale, bring it through, bringing left knee as close as you can to your left wrist. And then Let the top of your right foot rest on the mat. Your leg might be in a little bit more. That's totally okay. It just depends on your hips. But keep your left foot flexed. Hands are off of the mat. Fingers are tented. Inhale. Exhale. Drop the forehead to the mat. Inhale up. Exhale. We're taking a wave-like motion in our spine. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. And then when you've completed that, let you put your pigeon to sleep. I like to make a little pillow with my hands to rest my forehead. Beginning to calm our inner ocean using our breath. Slow down. Use your breath to help keep you in this moment, despite any distractions trying to pull you away. And to exit, press your hands into the mat. Bring them both firmly down. Tuck the right toes. Shift yourself up. 3-leg down dog. Release that with some knee circles. I don't know if you guys picked up that pop, but that felt really good. And then bring it on down. Recenter, downward facing dog. And then we'll switch sides. Inhale, extend the right leg, bend the knee. Exhale, bring right knee to right wrist as much as you can. Top of the left foot rests on the mat. Inhale, bring the hands off the mat, tent the fingers. Exhale, find that same wave-like motion. Two more times. And then put your pigeon to sleep. I forgot to say this before, but you can also use a block to rest the forehead on if the ground is a little bit too far. And to exit, press your hands into the mat. Tuck the left toes, shift the right leg up and back, and then take any movements you need to release it. And then we'll just lower everything down, come onto our knees. And make your way onto your back. When you get there, let's hug the knees into the chest. And we'll find our last little movement here. So inhale, knees together. Exhale, knees fall apart, making little circles next to each other. Inhale. Exhale, drawing them out and back in. And the next time you bring your knees wide, you can hold them here, sway from side to side, or you can grab for the outside edges of your feet, take happy baby. And then release that into your final Shavasana. It is so important not to skip Shavasana. This is where we let the goodness of our practice soak in to our consciousness, to where we can bring our practice with us off the mat. Honor yourself, honor your feelings. Let go of any and all breath control, any expectations, and let yourself rest here as if you were floating on the ocean. I encourage you to stay here as long as you need, but if you are ready to be guided out, begin to lengthen the breath, find little movements, not thinking too much about it, just moving intuitively to wake up. Bringing your awareness back into this room, back into the body. And hug the knees into the chest. You can roll from side to side. And then roll to one side. Pause here for a moment to take a moment of gratitude for your practice, your path, and your purpose. Use your top hand to lift yourself up. And we will meet in a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. You can keep the eyes closed or a soft gaze at the floor in front of you. Whatever you would like. Bring your hands together in undulating mudra at heart center. We will close this beautiful practice with the chant of Om one time. We'll take one full breath to prepare to Om. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to Om. Namaste. The acoustics in this yoga studio are just incredible. I love oming in here. Once again, I will link Ahimsa Yoga Studio's class schedule in the description box down below. I am absolutely so grateful that they let me film here. If you enjoyed this class, please give it a like, maybe leave a comment, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will see you sometime soon. Bye.